Hey everyone, Tom here. I've got a few boxes to open up for you today. So as you know, I get all of my stuff from Facebook Marketplace. I got 3 packages in today from all over the US. Some Game Boy Advance stuff, some GameCube, and some PlayStation 2. So I'll be opening up that for you. I do have quite a bit of mail coming the rest of this week, so hopefully you see some of those videos as well. As you know, I do have a lot of my items for sale on Facebook Marketplace as well. I keep a pretty active profile there, as well as eBay. So we'll make sure we get those linked for you, so you can see some of those items and purchase if you'd like. If there's anything in particular you're looking for as well, just let me know. So we'll get right into it. The first box right here is going to be a Game Boy Advance lot. So we'll get that open. This one's from Alabama. All right, so our first box right here. Couple of chargers for the Game Boy Advance. All right, and then we have some games here. So we have a Dr. Mario and Puzzle League, a new Super Mario Brothers for DS. And what I'm looking for here too is just the quality. You know, I always like to determine how long things are gonna take to clean up. So if the things are clean, the games are clean, then it's gonna be a lot easier just to flip these right away. Then we have a Super Mario Advance. This is an easy one to sell. It's very clean overall. You can kind of tell just with these first few games, it's gonna be a pretty clean lot. Donkey Kong Country 2, and then another Super Mario Advance. So a couple of those. If I'm not mistaken, there should be 2 consoles here. So it looks like a little bit more here. This is Yoshi's Island. And just want to verify that it is real. It's kind of weird when they're in these bags. Kind of curious why that is. It appears to be real. I might look into this one a little bit more. Maybe you can tell me. But the back of that one, it's got the square dot over the I in Nintendo. Just seems a little odd. We'll look into that a little bit further. All right, next we have a Game Boy Micro. Now this one's actually European. You can tell that by the CE right there. That's a European kind of thing. I knew it was going to be when I bought it, so it's no surprise, but these micros are really cool, hard to find, especially the US versions. And next here is going to be the 3DS, I believe. Just got a little note that says thank you. And this one, we can tell that's a US version. It's the 3DS XL. LL would be like a Japanese, but it's the new one. So these are always a little bit more sought after. They have some more like memory space and they just perform better. So we'll make sure both screens come up here, okay? It looks like it's powering on. Usually when I see these on listings, I can tell from these colored buttons that it's a 3DS, or a new 3DS XL. So that's kind of a dead giveaway. Looks like both screens are working pretty well. And that 3D feature works well. So that is a good lot right there. We'll kind of take a look at the games, but overall, everything seems to be really, really clean. So put that one aside. And the next one here is going to be, let's see here. It's gonna be some Game Boy Advance games. So I think I found a lot on Marketplace that she had quite a bit, and I asked her just to ship some particular games from it. So sometimes people will do that. Some people just want to sell, you know, as an entire lot, but she was generous enough to separate. So this one here is going to have some pretty cool games to it. Got a, I'm not even sure what this one is, but Yu Yu Yakusho, Spirit Detective. Not sure what that one's valued at. This is Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. This is like a $90 game when I looked at it online, so it was a good deal for that one. We've got a Pokemon Fire Red. So here we can tell it's authentic. Pretty much right away, you see like the square little kind of microchip thing back here. That's a dead giveaway. And then there's a couple other things to look for too, like an indented number right up here. But everything seems to be very clean. And then we also have a classic NES Mario Bros. We have Teen Titans, another Dragon Ball GT, and then Spider-Man 2. So this is kind of one of those lots where I knew there was a couple of really good games, these 2 in particular, and I asked if she would just, you know, ship all of them. Sometimes, you know, it's worth paying a couple bucks extra on the other, you know, lesser ones in order to buy the real expensive ones. So the next thing we're gonna have here, see, this is going to be a GameCube and PlayStation 2 bundle. This was $140, plus I covered shipping. Usually I go for at least 100% ROI to make it worth my time, and listing, cleaning up, all of that. So typically with PlayStation items too, I'm trying to get a higher ROI because it just takes a little bit longer to sell. We've got Dark Cloud 2. This is one of my favorite games, actually, the whole Dark Cloud series. I played this one a ton when I was younger. So really cool, just unlocking all the swords, unlocking all the dungeon items, especially like the stories to make the villages whole. So if you haven't played this one already, highly recommend. It's an awesome series. I never finished Dark Cloud 2, but that one is in my collection already. So we got Radiata stories right here. Great one. These are all complete in box, it looks like, too. Even have like a Best Buy receipt here, so kind of neat. But yeah, complete in box is always going to sell a little bit better, easier once you have everything. So Killzone, another one complete. It's one of my favorite games as well, Final Fantasy 12. This is actually the collector's edition, so it's more of like a steel case. But you'll see that it has the 2 CDs here and the manual. Really, really cool. I've got this one in my collection as well. And then we're kind of moving on to GameCube games. So we have Zelda Twilight Princess. That one's complete as well. And we'll check the quality of the CDs, make sure they're not all scratched up, and we'll test everything, of course. Tales of Symphonia, another maybe like $20, $25 game. We've got Soul Calibur 2. I find these with pretty much every single GameCube that I get. It's a pretty cool game there too. We got the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. And we've got, the game and manual. So good stuff there. So there's no GameCube with this bundle, but there is a PlayStation 2. This is the fat one here. These are usually easier to sell from what I've experienced as long as they work well. Looks like the fan is in good condition too. So we'll get that tested. A couple memory cards. Sometimes if I have the time, I'll clear the memory cards data so they're fresh for the buyer. Apart from that, we've got 2 original controllers, kind of like almost like an atomic green and blue, but they're both see-through. Look to be in pretty good condition. These joysticks are always a little bit sticky. Sometimes some rubbing alcohol or some Goo Gone just cleans that up pretty quickly. So we'll do that. Otherwise, yeah, just some more lots today. What I'll do is I'll inventory everything, make sure everything works, clean it all up, and then, there's a few buyers that, buy some things right off of me, and I'll check some websites for, what prices some things are going for. We'll get it all inventoried, and we'll get it all listed to Facebook Marketplace and eBay for the things that I'm not keeping. So appreciate you joining me again today. Make sure to check out my Facebook profile, my eBay page, and subscribe, like the video, and I'll keep making some more. All right, thanks. Bye.